Good evening, everybody. Uh, Come to you a little later tonight than I have been on some of the videos that we're doing, trying to test out our skills at live videos. I'm not sure what you're going to get, but you get what you get. And we just hope you enjoy a little bit of what we're doing here. Gives a chance for us to reminisce, kind of talk to you guys. I hope a lot of people that's coming in are people that are familiar with who we are and what we're doing, and everybody's welcome. We want everybody to come in and chat a while. Send us a message. Let us know you're here. You know, say nice things about us. But you know, uh, sometimes things like this are kind of hard because you're not always sure what do you want to cover. And most of the time I got an idea. God's my main topic. What He's done for me and what He's going to do and what He wants to do for you. You know, and, I don't think you can go wrong with giving God glory anytime that you're able. So I want to get one thing out of the way here, and it's not really out of the way. I mean, off my heart. And that's the fact I lost my brother Bob yesterday, and that was a pretty devastating. I've lost a lot of brothers and sisters in the last 6 years, and it's down to just me and my brother Harry now, out of a family of 8 children. We're the only two left, and but every one of them that I know was left this world praising God and, and giving you glory. If you're having any sound problems, we'll check it out and see what we can do. Sound problems. Yeah. Sometimes this might be you pushed the wrong button. So I had a couple people say they were. Uh, I just want you to know that uh, life is exactly what it is. It's life. It depends a lot on what you make out of it. Uh, when I was going through all this sickness and being bedridden for so many years, and my flesh and the devil, they wanted to talk to me and tell me that you're not going to make it out of this. You're not getting out of that bed again, and you just might as well give it up right now. But with God at my side, I won't give up. I would give up. I told him a couple of times, but he said that's fine. You say. So I just want you to know that we get the life what we put into it. And I went through a lot of people say, you're so sick and everything. I felt like I had a Job experience, except I knew I wasn't a mighty follower. I didn't do the things that Job did. I didn't accomplish what he did, and I wasn't near as pure and full as he was. The only thing that gets me at pass into heaven is the fact that Jesus died on the cross for me. So just enjoy your life, live the best and the healthiest life you can, and that will make a difference on how you finish your life. How you finish it hurting and a lot of pain and things going wrong with you. I don't think I think that's just a matter of lifestyle. You make, do I eat a whole pizza or do I eat the slice? I go out and get drunk, do I have a glass of wine once in a while? It's easy. And most of them affect our lives. So make your decisions wisely. See, they'll see you through. My brother was in his 80s when he went. He was out playing golf all the time, and I mean, he'd climb a tree, he'd climb up a tree, trim his branches, and just stopped him. He went down and shot baskets and played ball with the guys down the ball court. And when a person lives their life like that, He's 87 years old when he passed yesterday, and my brother called me and he said, "Brother Bob's on his way to heaven," and we knew that he was. And so we've been keeping the rest of the family. He had 5 beautiful daughters and a beautiful wife, and he was a blessed man. He was a happy man all the time, and he's like the rest of us. Teen boys, we've always got to make a story and try to make the best out of life. So I just wanted to speak to you about that and let my family know we're keeping you all in prayer. And I just hope things get all closer, brings our families closer together, brings us all closer to God. So I give him the glory and the honor. Um, Other things I was thinking about was, you know, what brings us to where we are. I spent most of my life living in Indiana, and life's not bad there except in the winter time. I didn't have a problem with that for a lot of years. As I got older, my surgery got worse. It's going to be that cold weather, which is really hard on me. And so we come down to visit my brothers down here, and my wife has hardly ever been out of the state of Indiana, but we went a lot of places and really enjoyed our vacation down here. We went home and then we prayed about it. And we said, I believe that we're supposed to move to Florida. And that's kind of something you hear after leaving Indiana, But I had a lot of friends and family up there. I had a hard time parting with them, but I knew that was what I was supposed to do. And I come down here and it went long before I got sick, and I got to feeling worse. And I just felt like this is the right place because there's lots of doctors and decent weather and all these things that could help benefit me. I haven't been cold for a long time, so that's a good thing. But once we moved down here and I got sick, you start second guessing yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Did I do the right thing? And things like that. But God was always walking on my side. Even when I was in pain, I was laying there in bed. I had experiences I have never shared with anybody except my wife and children. But eventually I'll share some of those with you too. But I just feel that everything's here for a reason. It's done for a reason. We come down here, I got sick, and I've been had myself quarantined for 4 years, not even realize it. And the COVID thing hit, and everybody's running around like, what do we do now? And putting masks on and do all this stuff. And I didn't have to wear, I didn't go a lot. I stayed in. It's like I'd always been. My wife, she had to make a decision. She had to give up her job, and to talk to the lady that she was working for, and told her that she needed to be home with me and not have to be going back and forth and exposing me to the COVID. So she gave up her job, and my kids homeschooled, and even my college kids, they homeschooled and stayed home as much as possible. And it seemed to work for us. So we haven't had a problem with it, thank God. And but during this time, we think, well, now what are we going to do? I've got a little bit of income, not a lot, and my wife had lost her job, and we didn't have near the money that we did before. But God made a way. We tried to do the easy thing 2 or 3 times back in the day. I mean, you were talking back when eBay first started. I got on there and I made some money selling some different products and things like that, and that went well, but nothing steady, you know. And when it come to this point, we decided now we got to do something about it. So we started. It's like they always say, "This stuff you got around." You got a lot of things sitting around your house you don't need somebody else for. So we started out selling those things, and we started garage sales, and we started checking into pallets and buying products here and buying products there, and to estate sales, uh, and auction, and all these things we started buying. And the next thing we know, we got $1,000 from inventory. We've got a lot of, we've got all kinds. We learned about what do you want. You can sell on eBay, people want. And a lot of people want a lot of things. People are into the collecting of glass, cards, just about anything you can name, you collect. And we run across a lot of the Christmas decorations and things like, you know, Danbury, uh, Sparsky, all these different high names of the products. And we started looking them up. We started seeing it was worth a lot more money if you buy it for the right price. We started buying some of those things. It cost us a little more money. It doubled and tripled our money. And then, like you call the fourth quarter of eBay, made as much money in that fourth quarter as we made the rest of the year. But you know, it was just a lot of people buying a lot of things. And the thing is to find what people want, get it online, sell it to them for a reasonable price. So everybody gets a deal. A lot of people buy it and they want to resell. That's fine. You know, if they, I don't care if they buy it, throw it in the trash can, it's theirs. So if they want to resell it, and keep the prices down enough that a person could actually buy something from us, turn around and resell it. Or they can turn around and gift it, not feel like it's breaking the bank. So we try to make things reasonable. We're going out to every order that we ship, coupons now that's worth a percentage off, and I believe that's a lot of people with the Christmas season coming up. So we went out and branched out into those different areas, and God blessed it. And it turned into enough income with the income that I have that we've been able to run for over a year now and be successful and to be steadily working. It's not something I'm going to tell you right now. It's not something that's going to come easy. There's work involved in everything, especially if it's worthwhile. And my wife and my kids got in there and they worked and they stacked and they bought. We put up shelves. We prepared the house. We got the most decorated house the collectors have ever seen. We got them all over all our different walls. We got them on our shelves. And it's just a really cool thing. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to go out and do. It's a lot of work. So prepare yourself if you want to do it. Sowing and reaping. Whoever may sow, that shall he also reap. And that's a fact. So put your efforts in it, whatever you're doing. Work it hard, you'll be successful. So, there's just a few little tips on starting your eBay. There's a lot of things you'll learn about boxing and packaging, shipping, and all that. And sometimes you have to learn the hard way, like getting people money back when the post office gets your packages around broken. But you know, that's just part of, you know, you have collateral damage that happens. You figure for it, and you keep on doing what you're doing. So I just want to come in tonight, tell all you people out there that know me that I miss y'all, and I hope this is a way that I can get a chance to actually hear from some of you. That you'll get on there and chat. I'm not good at chatting. I try to use the voice thing, but it says a lot of things that I didn't really want to say. So it works. But when I'm going here live and just sit here and talk to you, and you might notice I talk a little bit funny too, but recently I had to have all my teeth pulled out. That's an experience that you can wait for. But we succeeded with that. The teeth. I talk funnier with them with my teeth than I do without. So I just bear with it and hope that everybody else does. And such a funny old guy sure does talk funny, and if it gets you to laugh, that's cool too. So we're just kind of experimenting. We want to do a lot of things, and if you don't do a lot of things, you're not going to be very successful. And I watch a lot of videos. I learn from a lot of these guys, a lot of the resellers, a lot of the guys that run the auction houses, and just so many ways to the auction houses. A lot of the resellers buy their stuff through store units or gold if you get the right ones. It's to work hard. I'll give you one thing. These guys that go out and do these storage units, don't call them a bunch of trash pickers or anything like that. But they go in there and you got to dig through all the junk, find the treasure. When they trade another thing, it's a flea market. All and it's been a lot of hard time. I got some friends out in California that are sellers. They work. I mean, the weather's been hot and everything, but it don't stop them. They just keep on pushing. That's what you got to do. Your reward is there, and God will bless you if you press into it. So we started doing all that. This day, he said the house is going to get sick, and it's time to get out. So I've been up and about a few times, and some problems with it. But this last time I found a series of vitamins. These vitamins and supplements have started revitalizing. One of the things why I was sick, I went to a doctor and he thought for some reason I had blood pressure and not medicine. But what ended up happening was it caused what they call almost like a melting of your muscles. They shrink and become weak, and that's what makes people old is when that happens. But I got a quick dose of it. So I started taking these amino acids and nitric oxide, HMB, and other products that are really, really good for you. And what they do is they rebuild your muscle with or without exercise. If you're willing to exercise, you have a lot more benefit. If you can't, you'll be up. So I started, I've been up for a few months now, uh, getting out. The COVID. I have lots of opinions about that. Uh, for now, I'll keep them to myself. I think the main thing is that's why we live in this country, to each his own. The person has the right to decide what, when, and where they do, as long as they're not harming anyone else. And I believe that people should be allowed, because this is America, land of the free, and we have the freedom to choose. So uh, it doesn't make any difference to me who's in office, what they're doing. We know a lot of bad things are going on right now, but the main thing is I want the person in office to be led by God. And if God's leading them, how can they go wrong? So that's what you need to pray. Make sure the people that lead our country under God with liberty and justice. All. So, brother, we don't care what color you are. We don't care what you believe. We don't care what you do. It's not something to harm others. And you got your life. And people, for some reason, just think they have to be in everybody else's life. Take control of your own. Make the best out of your life that you can be. See how much better your life gets. There's just so many things I want to do. I forgot excuse me, I have experienced a lot of different things. Always said I was a jack of all trades, master of none, and I do know a little bit about most things. But I can say I am a master of one, and by saying that, I'm a what they call grandmaster, eighth degree black belt in Taekwondo and Ching Saido. I've studied for 40 years and taught many, many, many people the black belt. My kids are all black belts. I've been able to use that as a minister. All these people talked about, oh, martial arts stuff. It's like Asian stuff. They'd be sitting around worshiping the Buddha statue or something before you know it. And I went in there and I developed martial arts with God. I tell people about what I feel spiritually. Tell them they can find in Jesus Christ. And they can be saved. And I led a lot of people to Jesus and invite a lot of people to the church about half the time just with my students. And that's the privilege of God for. He gives me ability to speak, to teach, at schools. Uh, we would train and other thing was just show up. So they knew that a lot of those trophies were going home fast. But we had a lot of fun. And that was the one main thing I taught my students. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. It feels a whole lot better to win. But it doesn't. Even if you lose, you should learn something from the experience. And if you learn something, you can't go wrong. All the hard work, all the training. I didn't have an easy school. I had a school that you worked hard for whatever you got. A lot of sweat, a lot of hard work. But my students showed up. Most of the time, I had a room full of people coming to learn in the sweat and go through the course that I put them through. That torture turned them around. I've seen people go from so uncoordinated and out of balance and out of shape that when they walked in, I thought, oh boy. And when they ended up a few years later in sports, kinds of dexterity and balance, to do spinning kicks, jumping kicks, and all these different things. Taught them a form of self-defense in our art that could save you on the street. Always have you go and tag each other with a little touch, and you think like can do defend themselves on the street in any situation until they find out. Because if tricks aren't effective and you train hard, then you have to do it for real. You'll do it the wrong way and you'll end up paying the price. So I just want you to know that whatever you choose to do it, you know. Because when I walked into this martial arts school for the first time, my instructor, we kind of each other. I looked at him, and he's a little guy about, 5'6", 135 pounds. Looked up, man, I could take this guy right now, you know. And I was a big guy, and when I looked at him, I was thinking I could take him, and he was looking at me and saying, "This is going to last 2 weeks. We'll be out of here." That was his first black belt. So there's things are not always what they seem. Not on the outside, much as on the inside. But out real quick, it's because my instructor was a little guy. He could be every way loose anytime he wanted to. A few times. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful. I come from what they call old school of hard knocks, bumps and bruises, I'm not saying everybody has to do that. We had to. We didn't have no safety equipment. We didn't have none of that stuff. We just put our bill bottle on and trained hard. And that's where the road test for us. I want to share more of that with people, have some questions and answers with people if they have questions about joining a school, what they should look for. I want to do another one of my hobbies. I worked at it in a hobby shop for a long time. Was boat control car, and I've done that for a long time. I hold them, I build them, I marked them, collected them. I have those. I still got 6 or 8 hanging in there right now. And it's just a hobby that you can really enjoy. You got a lot of different levels. You got the entry level, and just barely beginning, and then you got the more advanced cars, and the more advanced the car gets, the more technical aspects you have to know. But you learn how to tear that car apart, put it back together, and that's half the fun. But you can run them anywhere. So that's something I want to share down with you too. Maybe before Christmas comes up on how to select the proper car for the person that's going to be running. Because it can make a big difference in how much. Um, like I said, I've been blessed. I've been able to spend my life in church. I took a break a couple times because I was going through some really hard times. And I went out and about. I went out to bars and drink some drinks and dance some dances. And it's broken. And I want to say a little bit because I was at a place where I just didn't know where to go or what to do no more. I found myself sitting at home in a little apartment. Very few family or friends come around to see me. More friends than family, actually. And good time for a while. But I knew in my heart that what I was doing was wrong. During that time, I went out arms. And the reason I did that, I don't know if I was had a little rebellion in me or something going on. Where I thought, I'm just going to show everybody that I can do what I want to do. And but I had this tattoo right here, and on it said, "Born to lose." I had that tattoo on me since I was 16 years old, a lot of years. And I was in my 50s. Sounds like we're getting a little of that sort of weather coming in here. But I was in my 50s, and I decided to go get a tattoo and change that born to lose. And so I designed this one the way I wanted it. Took it to my friend, the local tattoo artist, and he's a friend, an ex-student of mine. And he said, that tattoo, all that, you need something different. This dragon, and this dragon has a lot of meaning to me. Uh, Most people want dragons on their arms because they're big and mean and all that. I put mine on here to show you that you can slay any dragon in your life with Jesus, because it says that here. That's Philippians 4:13. We can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. And it's got the martial arts guy coming in with a kick and a sword, and he is stabbing the dragon. And then it's got this little Chinese symbol down here. That symbol says believe. If you believe, it's all if you get to, get to meeting your God and finding out who for you. during this time, I got my tattoo and started hanging out with my tattoo buddies up there at their shop. And one day I had the guy that done my tattoos asked me, he said, Larry, he said, I want to know Jesus, you know, and he said, can you tell me about him? So I said, yeah. I got up about 3 o'clock in the morning, went over to his shop, sat down and talked to him and told him about the prodigal son. I said, sometimes we can go out and we stray away from God, and he's always right there with us, and he'll lead you back to him. And even though you think you might have got too far away, you'll never find your way back. You can't get too far away because he's right there with you. And I told him that how the prodigal son went out and done all the things he done and wasted away all of his inheritance and run in crowds, done all these things and then run out. And then thought, what do we do now? And he thought, even my father's servants live better than I do. So he thought he'd go back and beg for scraps from his father's soul. Just hope he could be as good as one of the servants. But when he come walking back, and his father seen coming down the road, he said, kill the fatted calf. My son has returned. And he met him with open arms, and he hugged him, and he brought him back in, put him right back in his position where he was, gave him everything that he needed and wanted, even to the point of making his other brother a little jealous because he spent all his time staying home and doing what was right, taking care of the farm and all this. But he come to realize that kind of man his father was and how he was brought up. So it's all good. We don't have to have everything. What we need is enough, and God will provide that. And I think that's why he was so easily forgiven, because his father knew his heart. His father wanted the best for him, just like God does for us. He wants the best. And through telling my friend the story, he called me up and he said, we get saved and baptized, my wife and I. So I called up a pastor friend of mine. I said, we need to do some baptizing. So we took him down to a local swimming pool in a hotel and asked us, could we baptize a couple people in here today? And they said, well, let me talk to the manager. So we talked to the manager and he said, I've never had a request like this before, but he said, it sounds like a good idea to me. So he let us do it. We went out there and some friends of people and had a little baptism ceremony, and it worked out really, really great. And I know he still struggles, but I know he keeps his eyes on Jesus. It was his life, and I pray blessings over him to this day in Jesus' mighty name. There's so many others I was able to reach out to. Friends, students. My life has been blessed. I went through a lot of pain and sickness. And said, oh, me, Lord, why me? Why me? How come you did this to me? And that's when he showed me that he didn't do it to me. I did it to myself because of my own choices and lifestyle. And once I realized that, and my life started turning back around. And God's brought me closer to him right this moment than I've ever been in my life. I'm so, so thankful. Because why was I doing all the running around and doing all these things? And I couldn't get myself to quit them. I was still having so much fun because otherwise my choice was go home and sit down in your apartment, on your computer and do nothing. But one day I was there and my daughter came in and she had this girl with her. She's dad, like they're new to mine. She's the best thing ever happened in my life. We got these birds Sharon and I let her down to hang out my stuff like that with one too. One day she called me to bar and said, Larry, she said, I got pizza and everything. We thought we'd give you a call. She'd like to come home. I was home before you could blink an eye. So I went home and I ate pizza with them and together. And we studied, come to a realization that this world out there has nothing for me. I was out there looking, but I wouldn't find it. I mean, I run across a lot of girls and everything, and I didn't ever run across the one I was looking for. So she found me. So thank you, dear. I love you so much. And she shared her treasure with me. That was 4 beautiful children that jumped right into things and moved with us happily. And maybe not always happy at first, but it got happy. And become a part of our family life. And I've got lots of other family life. I've got children here and children there, and you know the exes that comes along with things like that. But I repented. I said, Lord, I'm sorry for everything I've ever done and everything I've done during this time that I should have been following you and looking to you. And He forgives you. Yes, you telling you're sorry. I believe that once we're saved, that controversial thing of people saying, once saved, always saved. I believe that if you're really saved, you are saved. But there's so many people that confess of being saved that have never really been saved. So they're being deceived. But if you believe you're saved and you serve God and show fruit, then people will know you're saved. And that's where you find out the difference. And God forgive you. And continual repentance every day of the week is not necessary. I pray and ask God, I say, I'm sorry, Lord, if I disappointed you. I know you bought me with a price. You priced with your blood. You shed it on the cross. And you died so I could have eternal life. And I've used it. So I'm sorry. And then I try to walk the best walk I can and scream until I mess up again. And I apologize again. And I'm just so thankful for the walk that I'm so thankful that my wife and children wanted to be as part of God as they do. They just wanted to be a part of it. We're a family. We stick together. We work together. We cry together. We laugh together. And we're blessed. Blessed by God. Work together. But during this time, like I said, we were studying discipleship. We had a plan that's supposed to last for 2 years. Get through it. We probably went through that thing in 3 times in 2 years. Studied every day, every night, took every lesson, and then we come to a point where we realized it's time to share it. So we went up to my school and opened it up, put out a couple big old tables, and started inviting people in. We told them it wasn't going to be an easy thing. It was going to be hard work. They had to fill out a lesson and then come in here and share what you said with us. We all will learn together. And this lesson in discipleship we taught was you got to learn to deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow Jesus. And that's the thing you need to do. If you can do that, and all these things that we're telling you and teaching you about will be a joy and a pleasure and not a pain. Discipleship is a good life. So I recommend it for anybody. Continue on after you get saved to learn what discipleship is, because that's what we're here for. We're out here to go up and down highways and to tell people what He can do for you. So prepare yourself You tell God you want all He's got for you, He'll give it to you. So it's just good to be on here, and I don't care if it's one person following us, watching us, 50. We want to talk to all of them. We want to share with all of them, and we just want them to know that they are loved, and we want them to know that they're a part of us. All the people that were my students, all the family, my children, my grandchildren, and so many people that we love, the people we met down here and become friends with, have been so helpful to us in understanding. We're just so thankful for it. I'm going to start, some other things. We talked about the online auctions, things like that, but maybe on our next live, we'll start doing a few giveaways. It may be a Danbury product. It may be I can't remember the name of the little statues. They're real nice, the Hummel statues, and a few other things like that. Maybe a few things that the guys like, a point or two or something like that now and then. And we just want to thank you. We'll select somebody out of the group, and we'll draw out their name some way. We got a lot of different ways of doing it, and that person will receive this gift free of charge, free shipping. So, commitment of you have to pay any money. And a gift is a gift, and that's what it'll be. So, tell your friends, tell some people get in here and get this gift, because those things are not cheap. They're all worth a little money. Some of them are worth a lot of money. So get in here and get your name in there and get yours while you can. And all my friends out there, my auction friends, I hope that they come and share and spend time with us. And I'll be there to share and spend time with you. So we thank you. I just want to end this with a prayer. I know we didn't say a whole talk. That's what I felt real urge for when I end with prayer here. Lord, we just come to you this evening and we thank you. We thank you for all the things you've done in our lives. We thank you for our future that we have, the things that we're going to receive, the things that we're going to do, the things that we're going to accomplish. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. But we just thank you, Lord, for all that you do. And we just want you to watch over so many people out there, friends and family, and people that's going through some really tough things. And we ask you to bless them. We ask you to heal them. We ask you to reach out and touch them in every way that they need to touch. Because there's so many out there, Lord. There's so many out there that need that special touch from you. I pray for our country. I pray that you'll put every person that needs to be in whatever spot they need to be in the position they need to be, so that our country can be led by you, Lord. And we can be a country that is developed for you. In God we trust. In God we trust. We thank you. Anybody who has either a little thunder or we got some extra here. So I'm going to get off while you can still hear me talking. Thank you all for coming. We pray these things in Jesus' mighty name and give him the glory and honor for all of it. And I hope you enjoyed something out of it.
Chris said hello before you.
What? Yes. This is pretty wild. And I wanted to mention that Chrissy come on and said hello. She knows who she is. And I want to thank her for commenting and being on there. And anybody else, if you got any comments, go ahead and leave them. One way we're going to make this better is if you give us ideas and show us what we can do to help. And feel free to get in there and chat, you know, and tell other people. We need subscribers. We need people that like our videos. And we'll be coming at you with a lot more.